All right, guys. So this video came to me right after my last video. I was on the other side of the table and I changed my shirt. So I figured it looked like a different day. Um, this video is specific and it's trying to be helpful to the younger graduate. Somebody coming out of high school, maybe going out of college, going to join the workforce. And they've got to go on their interview, right? Now, this type of an interview that I'm going to speak about is only from my experience, and it's worked for me. Every job I've ever went to, I left the interview process with very good feeling, high marks. For whatever reason, got most of the jobs, but one or two maybe I didn't get. But the confidence that I went in there with and the knowledge that I have now, I feel like I want to share that, especially like I'm saying with the younger individual. And it's going to be geared towards the mechanical fields, blue collar, if that's even a thing to say anymore, blue collar workers, people that are going to be in the field, right? Now, currently, 2023, I'm sure it's maybe a little bit easier to get a job right now because it seems like nobody wants to work. And there is a demand for, especially the skilled or trades. People are, getting older and retiring, and they're looking for people to backfill some of these positions. So odds are you're going to have a little bit easier time than I did in like the 2010, 15 area. But if it's a good paying job, you better be damn well sure you're going to be getting a lot of other people putting applications in for that position if it pays well. So number one, the one thing that I always start off with is, are you going to the job that you want to do? Not because it pays well. Make sure that you're prepared to deal with sewage. That's day one. You're going to be working in sewage, or you're going to be working electrical hazardous areas. There's going to be a lot of certifications ahead of you, book work. There's going to be a lot of safety seminars and things that you got to sign up for, especially like in a township job where they're going to protect themselves by educating the employee. They don't want you to get hurt and be their fault. They want you to be a smart, educated employee that's going to look out for safety, right? At OSHA and all these other things. So what I've learned is, number one, know the job, get their application, fill it out, get to the interview process, and then biggest thing, don't go showing up in a suit if you're going to be working in the field. I think it kind of shows respect from back in the day. You dress well, sure. But nowadays, the more you can relate to the people you're going to be interviewing with, the better. If you're going to be interviewing for a corporate position, of course, wear a suit, tie, look the part. If you're going to be in the field, dress nice, flannel, it's always a good move. Button-up shirt, khaki pants. Just don't overdo it. You don't want to walk in there with a tuxedo on and getting all excited, and you're going to look so naive because who the heck wears a tuxedo to an interview? Secondly, eye contact, shake hands, be strong, be direct, but also be honest. Hey, Scott, what are some things you can improve on as a person? You know what? Sometimes I don't ask questions. Sometimes I try to do it before I ask for help. That could be a negative thing, but it's an honest thing. Sure, there's other things that people want to hide about themselves. Hey, I really like to look at my cell phone when nobody's looking, or I spend a lot of time in the bathroom to, that's a horrible thing to talk about. You don't want to do that, right? So give them the truth and give them things that are manageable. I want to work forward and have a career here. Sure, that's always good. Well, what is doors that will be opened after a year, after 5 years? Be interested in the growth potential of the position. One of the things that got me was I was very self-aware of and wanting to take care of things myself, right? Well, these days, team is a big thing. So they want you to be part of the team. And in one of my interviews, one of the ones I didn't get was, I said, I like to work by myself. and show people that I'm valuable by myself. If I need a crutch or somebody to call every 5 minutes, I feel like that's not really a good employee. You want to be able to make decisions, but that was too much for the position I was applying for. They wanted an entry-level position. That's another thing. If you're overqualified for a position, of course you're going to do a better job in the interview. So keep that in mind when you're applying for something. You're not going to go apply for a township maintenance mechanic position. Maybe you want to be the guy that is running the vac truck, or the guy that's doing street signs or painting the curb. If you're overqualified for those positions and you want to move from them, maybe sometimes it's better to step into a lower spot, maybe not the wage you're looking for, but have that growth potential. However, you're on their time for increases, so you can't really negotiate after you're in there. Another thing, if you're going to apply to many positions in a surrounding town or county, make sure that you don't go talking about other townships. And remember that these counties and towns all talk to each other. They know you, they know this potential prospect person, and I'm sure they hand off resumes. They're all talking, okay? You might not think this town and that town are on the same, but they are. They go to meetings about how to be better managers, just like they send you to meetings to be better employees or seminars. So don't cut yourself short. Always keep your options open. Don't pigeonhole yourself to one type of a position. Obviously, you'll get a lot more leads and different interviews for that. Eye contact, like I said, shaking hands, making sure that you're aware of the timeline, how many hours a week are expected, vacation, all that stuff, and be eager to want to work, and you'll get the job. I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't hire you. If you're going to say those things to them, you're going to be set to the top 10, right? Have a good resume. Yeah, I didn't say that. Have a good resume that's up to date. Don't walk in there with something that, someone put some shoe polish on it and painted this and got some, cartoon cutouts. Get it right, man. My resume never was up to par to my ability. And a lot of times they did look at it and say, okay, let's talk. And the talking aspect is really the benefit. So if you're shy, if you're concerned about, nerves are one thing. People will give you a break if you're nervous in an interview. But what you do say, make sure it's truthful and direct. It's easy. It's who you are. So if you're being yourself, you should be fine. Don't be somebody else. Don't show up as a different person, because you won't last 10 minutes pretending. Yeah, and apply for the job that you want to do. Don't apply to something because it pays well, or you think it'll be cool to take the beach ride down to the soda pop shop, on break, on your lunch break or whatever. References, have your references tight. And if you know somebody, don't go in there blabbing about who you know on the board and who moms did this with dad and doesn't want to talk about whoever. Just keep it about yourself. Don't try to pull strings, especially in this generation. Everybody's, and good luck, Hopefully this helps some people. Just realize that when you're on that side of the table too, these people are trying to figure out who you are. Are you going to show up? Are you going to work your hardest? Are you going to make this place better? Listen, if they have the right culture in that place and they're looking to make everybody grow with the place, or if it's a state job, make sure you understand that some state workers have been there a long time and they get drawn out. Don't let that wear you down, especially in the interview. I've had interviews where people say, you want to come work at this place? Why? They really put you in your seat about that. Just be strong. I want this job. I can do it. And you will. Good luck. Hopefully this helped you. There's probably more that I can help you with if you keep watching and subscribe. And if you didn't like the video, say something. Hey, that's not good. And help me be better. Because really, I'm trying to improve on this process as well. I'm open to criticism. So thanks.